So today, this is our final Pilates class for Splitstember because I'm not around next week. We'll have Rowena teaching you next week. So this week, we're going to use a band. So this is a booty band, quite a strong one. If you don't have a booty band, that's fine. You can grab your TheraBand and create a loop. Just keep your legs parallel. You want it a little tighter than usual. If you don't have a TheraBand, you can use a long sock, you can use a pair of stockings, you can use an old pair of leggings. Don't use your favorite leggings, you might stretch them, right? So don't use a good pair, use backups, old stuff you don't need. So we want quite a firm loop. You can measure that. I'll just show you. If you need to measure the distance. So you want to be able to keep your knees pressing out to hip distance when you're here, but we'll be using this in two positions today. One is above the knees and one is below the knees. So you've got to be able to have the legs in parallel with a little bit of tension, with some resistance, if you're tight around the calf muscles as well. So your glutes are going to get a good working over. We're looking at both front and middle today. Good stuff. So once we've got that ready, we'll get cracking. We're going to start lying on our back. And just let your bottom drop through the floor. Make sure your feet aren't too close to your bottom when we get started today. So it makes it hard to keep your bottom still. So really let the bottom drop down. Tuck your chin in with the back of the neck long. If this is difficult for you, grab a cushion to support the base of the skull because a chin poke posture is going to really damage the discs between the vertebrae and the back of the neck. We want to get that chin in and lengthen the back of the neck. Then the shoulders rest down on the ground, ribs hollowing in through the belly. The first thing we need to make sure is that we're in neutral spine. When we're in neutral spine, there's a tiny little natural gap between the back and the floor. And also neutral pelvis, we can set using our hands. So go ahead and place both thumbs in your belly buttons and the first two fingers of both hands on your pubic bone. So this diamond works like a spirit level. You want the thumb and the fingertips to be level to the floor. We're going to curl up from the ribs, chin tucking in. Take a look at the diamond. Make little adjustments if you need to until the fingers and the thumbs are both the same distance from the ground. So we're not tucking and we're not arching. We're nice and centered. Then rest the head back down and take the hands to the ground. This is Studio Pilates. I talk about the T-zone all the time. What is that? Well, it's the vertical line of the pelvic floor and we lift that up. So it's like we're trying to cut off our pee midstream. Try not to use the bum too much when you do that. It should just be inside, internal. And then we're going to also dish the hip bones across the vertical line. So you want to feel like there's two sides of the seatbelt on the aircraft and you're trying to connect those two sides of the seatbelt. And you should feel that connect across and draw down. So we've got the vertical line lifting up, the horizontal line squishing across and down. So that's all happening deep inside you. That's your internal core. External core, you feel the front ribs hollow down towards your hips. So that always seals the deal. In Pilates, the breathing is in through the nose, and you want to send the breath to the backs and sides of the ribs. The breathing out is through the mouth, and you should feel your diaphragm contract. That is the purpose of that mouth breath. Cool? So we're going to practice using our T-zone and activating our Pilates breathing. So just practice taking inhale through the nose to the backs and sides of the ribs. And as you exhale through the mouth, lift your pelvic floor up and connect those hips inwards and down. Hold that contraction as you inhale through the nose. And then slowly exhale through the mouth, let it relax slowly. Again, we inhale to prepare. As you exhale and contract, be careful not to tuck your bottom. We want to keep that neutral, yeah? Really pressing the hips through the floor. Hold it for an inhale. And the T-zone slowly loosens as you exhale. Let's take both fingers, on the first two fingers on both hands. Take them to the insides of your hip crests now and dig them firmly down. Inhale to prepare. As you exhale and slowly tighten your T-zone, you should feel the muscles actually kick and lift into your fingertips. Hold the contraction as you breathe in, and then slowly release it as you breathe out. You should feel those muscles melt away. Magic. Let's go again. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, gradually contracting the T-zone, noticing the resistance mount into the fingertips. Holding as we inhale, and slow release as we exhale. Great. Let's practice moving the arms now. Arm prep. Bringing the arms up onto the vertical. We're going to spread the shoulder blades low and broad along the floor. T-zone tight, maybe a 4.5 out of 10 as we breathe in. Take the thumbs back to the ground with straight arms as you breathe out. Lengthen them up towards the ceiling as you inhale, and then take them all the way back behind you, keeping the ribs down as you exhale. So inhale, the arms come up. Exhale, they lengthen away. The ribs are knitting down towards the hips. And we're keeping that T-zone tight the whole way through. You can use your exhale to dish the ribs down, and then inhale to remind you to contract your pelvic floor. Exhale, the arms lengthen away. Inhale through the nose to lift them back up. Diaphragmatic exhale, extend. In through the nose to the sides of the ribs. One more time. Inhale it up. Exhale, your hands down onto the ground. Okay, now this next exercise, we're going to alternate legs. This is bent knee fall out. To move your legs to the sides, but still keep your transverse abdominals on is actually really tricky. You can't go very far. So I want you to really think about this space, holding strong. Inhale to prepare, and exhale as your right knee shifts to the side without anything else moving. So everything has to stay strong in the belly. Inhale it back to the start position, and exhale, move to the left. Inhale to close, exhale to switch. Chin tucked in, shoulders down. Inhale to close, exhale to switch. Good. Keeping the pelvis totally still. Careful you're not tucking your bum under. There's no movement through the torso at all. We're just taking one thigh a little to the side of the hip and then bringing it back down. And obviously to enable us to do that, the big toe mound and the ball of the foot lift off the ground. So this is the only exercise we're going to do from side to side when we alternate. For the rest of our warm-up today, we're going to do one leg at a time. It's going to be a little bit more hard work because we don't get a rest by switching, but you're going to really get activated in the way that I want you to for your Splitstember warm-up. So we're going to start with lift a foot on the right leg. Your left hip has to stay very heavy. Your left knee has to stay really steady. The first thing I need you to imagine is that your right foot is connected to the floor through Velcro. Inhale, lift the T-zone. And as you exhale, slowly peel your foot off the Velcro to bring it back into a tabletop position. Good. So we're going to inhale, T-zone tight here. Exhale. Inhale, tap the toe. Exhale, lift the leg. Words are hard today. Inhale, tap the toe. Exhale, lift the leg. Good. All right, hold it here in tabletop position. Take an inhale to squeeze the T-zone. Exhale, extend the leg low and straight. Inhale, pick it back up. This is our lift and extend. And exhale, tap the toe. Inhale, lift the leg now. Exhale, extend it long and straight. Inhale, pick it back up. Exhale, tack the toe. So with our lift and extend, everything's still, ribs are in, natural neutral spine, neutral pelvis. We want to think about finding tabletop position. So that's the knee right over the hip bone and the heel in line with the knee. Then you're going to extend, bring it back to tabletop position, tap it down. Give me one more lift and extend. Coming back to here, we're now going to extend the leg so it's in line with the leg for our single, with the other leg, for our single leg circles. T-zone tightens, we inhale, trace the leg down just below the knee as you exhale. Now turn the foot out to the side, semicircle it up and over. We're in a straight line on the way down. We turn out as we sweep it up and around. Take it down, inhale it up, exhale, rib to hip. Inhale, pelvic floor and transverse abdominal. So exhale, rib to hip. Inhale, T-zone to sweep. And I want you to feel your iliacus working here. Cool, so really pulling the thigh into the hip socket. Try and iron out the kink in the knee and move with total control. Let's take it the other way. Exhale down, then inhale the legs straight back up, ribs stay down, turn the toe out, circle down and away. So with our Pilates exercises, we always start quite small. We're conservative to begin with so that we make sure that we can move with absolute control, finesse. But when you need to get a challenge so that you're getting the most out of each exercise, you start to make the exercise bigger. But you never do that at the cost of control. Cool, so you can make the exercise bigger, but make sure the hips are still and the pelvis stays in neutral, the belly is flat. Inhale that right leg up, bend the knee, exhale it onto the floor. You can give your knees a quick shake, give your body a little wobble. Let's do all that again on the other side. So the left foot is stuck to Velcro. T-zone tight, we inhale, lift off the Velcro as we exhale. Inhale, tap the toe back down, exhale, lift it up to tabletop. Good, tap and lift. So this is lift a foot. We just want to manage to use iliacus, so feel the muscles on the inside of the groin lifting the leg, not just the hip flexors on the outside of the hip. Now we're going to change into lift and extend. Exhale, extend the leg. Inhale, bend the knee and tap it back down. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, extend. Inhale, bend. Exhale, tap. Inhale, lift. Exhale, extend, long and low. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap. Two more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, extend. Good. Keep the belly strong. And tap. Last one. Now, once we tap, we're going to inhale the T-zone tight, extend the leg long and straight. Exhale it down just below the knee. Turn it out. Inhale to sweep it up and around in a semicircle. So straight line, parallel down. Turn out to sweep up and around. Starting small. And then increasing the size of that circle once we know that our bum isn't wobbling on the floor. Once we know that our shoulders can stay pressed back into the mat. That we're able to move and stay in control. And then we look for a long straight line, imagining that the leg is like an arrow. Let's go the other way. Take the toe down on the exhale, squeeze the T-zone, lift it back up, turn it out, sweep it down and around. So lifting on the inhale, down and around on the exhale. Don't let that right knee flare out. We've got to keep it in line with the hip. Good. You've got 3 more circles here. You're doing really good. Find the challenge now. Really squeeze the front of the thigh to get the back of the knee to yawn open. Last one. Inhale that leg back up. Exhale, place it down on the ground. We're going to move into our abdominal curl series now. We're going to start with our rectus abdominals crunches. Take the fingertips to the base of the skull. Send the elbows out wide to the side. Now we want to, Pilates is a postural exercise. Maintain this open posture, this open position through the arms as we move. Chin is drawing down. T-zone tight, we inhale. Just curl up from the ribs to look at your thighs as you exhale. I'm not pushing the mid back down. I'm not puffing the belly up. I inhale my head back to the floor and I exhale to curl up, rib to hip connection. Inhale it down. Exhale to curl up. Now you can make this exercise harder by extending the fingertips towards the feet as you exhale. Bring them back to the head, then lower down on the inhale. And if your neck feels really great, you can keep the arms extended and practice lying down with the chin drawing in, curling up, squeezing the ribs down to the hips. We want to keep those shoulders set in position, low and squeezing the arms into the body. 2. As we come up on 1, fingertips to the base of the skull, head comes to the floor. Bring the right leg up into tabletop position. Inhale the T-zone tight. Exhale, the left leg follows. Squeeze the knees and ankles together. Take a breath in. Curl the ribs to the hips as you lift on your breath out. So this is our rectus abdominals crunches in position 2, tabletop. So our second modification. Then we start adding the modifications of the arms. Once we know our bottom is still on the floor, we've moved towards an imprint because there's more contraction between the ribs and the hips. Extending the arms on the exhale, bring them back on the inhale. And if that's too hard, any exercise I offer, you just measure your effort. Stay with the level before that if something is too challenging for you to stay in control or to feel good. If you want to do the last 5 with your arms extended, go ahead. These are the last 5 curls. I'm just going to look at you. Good. Nice, Chantel. Looking really good, Sandrine. Fantastic, Sharon. Good, Tash. Try to lift the edges of the shoulder blades off the floor. Good, Anita. Tabletop's looking good. Last one. Hug the knees, give them a squeeze. We're going to go for 3 circles in one direction and then 3 circles in the other direction. And now we're coming back into our neutral pelvis. So just use that diamond to make sure we're nice and level. Ribs are in, shoulders are flat, chin tucked in. Fingers to the base of the skull for our obliques curls now. T-zone tight, we inhale. Keep the elbow open as the right rib contracts to the left hip on the exhale. Back to the floor on the inhale. Left rib to right hip on the exhale. Good. So we want to feel that scissor across the body. Keeping the posture open, we are lifting up onto the very edge of the shoulder blade of the shoulder that's resting on the floor. And we're trying to curl and twist through the upper body only. The whole lower body stays still. Let's make this more challenging. Extend the arm across the thigh. As you exhale, bring it back on the inhale. So extend and reach, replace, then return. Exhale, extend and reach, replace, and inhale, return. Good. Take one more over to the right. Rest the head on the floor. Inhale the T-zone tight as the left leg comes up. Exhale the belly flat, the right leg follows. We're going to contract the ribs towards the hips to decrease the space between the low back and the mat. And I want you to imagine those thighs dropping down through your hips like tree trunks into mud. T-zone tighter on the inhale. Right rib to left hip as you exhale. Come back down as you breathe in, left rib to right hip as you breathe out. Are your legs moving? I sure hope not. That tabletop position needs to stay stable and stacked. If you want to make this harder, go ahead and extend the arm across to the opposite side as you exhale. Bring it back down as you breathe in and switch it over as you breathe out. Remember that chin is drawing in, so the back of the neck is flushed out long and straight. We just have one more on each side. Good. Hugging the knees into the chest. Go for 2 circles in one direction and 2 circles in the other direction. We're going to do our single leg stretch now. So we're going to start with our legs in tabletop. T-zone tight, we inhale. Curl up and grab the right leg as you extend the left leg on your exhale. Switch sides as you breathe in. Squeeze the left knee towards the nose as you breathe out. Shoulders are down. Inhale to switch. Exhale to squeeze. Inhale to switch. Exhale to squeeze. Keep going with the exercise. Now, I want you to really curl the ribs into the hips as the crown of the head reaches up towards the ceiling. And I want you to feel the leg that's reaching away get straight before it lowers down. So I want you to straighten that leg and bring it down. Now the head shouldn't be lifting up and down. We want this body, the upper body, to stay in position. It's the leg that's moving closer to the knee and you're using your arms to pull it towards you. Try and find nice straight lines through those ankles, pointy toes. Inhale to switch, exhale to squeeze, a little bit faster, Tash. Good, moving with a little bit more tempo. Use that diaphragmatic breath. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. This time we're going to hug the knees wide and rock from side to side. So bring the knees up towards your armpits and take a little rock and roll. Cool. Now, anyone with a lumbar disc injury is going to skip the next exercise and replace it with a single toe tap. So if you have a lumbar disc bulge, you're going to do this exercise, which is a single toe tap. If you don't have a lumbar disc bulge, you're going to do the pendulum with me. So we've been practicing with our obliques curl, moving the upper body without moving the hips. In this exercise, we move the lower body without moving the ribs. The backs of your ribs must remain, that's the word, connected to the mat. Okay, so we never move anything above the waist in this exercise. Our legs are in tabletop position. Our arms are out to the sides like a letter T. We inhale the T-zone tight as the knees shift to one side, but that side of the rib stays down. And we exhale back to the center. We inhale, shift to the side of the rib stays down. Exhale back to the center. So let's try this together. Come into your tabletop position, press your hands down and your shoulders through the ground, chin tucked in. We're going to inhale the T-zone tight as we shift the knees to the right. Notice the left ribs sucking in, pressing through the floor, and exhale it back to the start position. Inhale it over to the other side. You want to feel the hips and the ribs move away from each other, and exhale it back to the center. Inhale it across, exhale to the center. Keep going with that. Sharon, if you want to change into a double toe tap, you can. Careful not to drop your knees away from your hips, Anita. Keep them in line with your hips. Don't let them drop towards me. Good. Looking good, Sandrine. Really nice. Looking good, Maggie. Good. Chantel, just keep your ribs hugging in a little bit more. Suck the ribs into the body a little bit more as you twist. Nice work, guys. Last one. And then give the knees a hug. Take a quick break. We're going to move into our Pilates 100s preparation now. So the legs are in tabletop position. The arms are in arm prep. I'm going to show you this exercise, but I'll get you to start with the arms before you add the legs. So when I exhale up, I extend my legs and I circle my arms down to my hips. When I inhale, I return to the start position to keep my ribs contained and to keep my neck and shoulders in the posture I'm trying to train. So I exhale and curl up and I inhale, control down. Let's start this together. You're all going to come into this dead bug shape with the knees and ankles squeezing together, the shoulders pressed down into the ground, the fingertips pointing to the ceiling. T-zone tight, inhale, curl the ribs to hips, sweep the arms around as you exhale. Bring the head down and the hands up as you breathe in with control. Circle around as you curl up with the exhale, flattening the belly out the whole time. Inhale, T-zone tight. Exhale, curl the ribs to the hips as you sweep the arms around. Inhale, the chin tucks in as the head comes down. Let's add the legs. Exhale, curl up, toes to the ceiling. Inhale, roll down, tabletop position. Exhale, curl up, toes to the ceiling. Inhale, roll down, legs to tabletop. Keep going. Let me check on you. As you inhale back to tabletop, I want you to be much more careful about where your feet are. Don't let them drop lower than your knees. So exhale to curl up. Keep your knees on top of your thighs at all times. Careful, Chantel, I can see your hips moving on the floor. Your bum is lifting. So keep your bottom connected to the floor. You've got two more. Good. Everyone keep that bum nice and still. Great. Last one. Exhale to curl up. Inhale to control down. Quick rest break. Pilates 100s. In this exercise, we inhale for 5 pulses of the arms and exhale for 5 pulses of the arms until we get to 100 pulses. The idea is that you hold your shape. Please don't put your feet on the floor throughout this exercise. If you need to rest, you can rest your head on the ground, but the feet never touch down until I say that we're done. If your neck is straining, you are more than welcome to support the head with one or both hands and just pulse in your imagination. If you're supporting with one hand at a time, you can switch sides every 20 pulses. There are 3 different leg levels to choose from. This is level 1, this is level 2, and if you want to make it harder than that, you need to flex and turn out, keeping the heels and knees together before those legs come down lower. You can always reverse as well. If something becomes too hard, you can go back to the previous level. This is your rest position. The feet stay off the floor. Start with me right here in tabletop, please. Fingertips are on the outsides of the thighs. Shoulders are set down and back with the chin tucked in. T-zone tight, we inhale. Curl the ribs to the hips, reach to the fingertips as we exhale. Roll the shoulders back, crown to the ceiling. Breathe in 5 pulses as you breathe out. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now breathe in, lift that pelvic floor, and breathe out to curl up a little bit more. If you want to go to level 2, those legs extend, but the hips push down through the floor as you inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. That belly is flat. So if you want to make it harder, check in with that before you go to level 3 and inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Be careful that you're not flapping wildly. This is a controlled pulse of the arms as you inhale 2, 3, 4, 5 and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. The more you imagine the fronts of the ribs curling down through your body towards the ground, the easier it is to keep your chin tucked in and the crown of the head towards the ceiling. It takes the strain out of the neck. But remember, you're not trying to train a sore neck, so do support the head if you need to. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5 and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Your body is a canoe. You are wearing a corset. Everything is being sucked into the middle as you inhale 2, 3, 4, 5 and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. The entire length of your spine is pressing down through the ground. The pelvic floor is rising as you inhale 2, 3, 4, 5 and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. You are here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Splat. Drop down, touchdown, job done. You can reach the arms and legs out long and straight. Have a nice stretch here, lengthening out the whole body. Should feel amazing. Feels especially good if you squeeze and tense everything and then relax. And we are going to come into 2 exercises. We're going to do nutcracker, 1, then 2, and then we are going to do our our double leg stretch and our scissors. Sorry, 3 exercises, but then abs are done, and this bit will go pretty quick. So for the nutcracker 1 and 2, I'll be putting these 2 together today, and we're going to smooth out the additional breathing. So it's going to go exhale up and inhale down. We're going to start with the toes together, but then we're going to add the extension. So for level 1 of the nutcracker, it will look like this. Tabletop position. Exhale, curl up, reach through. Inhale, knees close and replace. Exhale, curl up, reach through. So that's the first level. In the second level, you're going to take the toes out as well. I have to angle a bit more. And then inhale it back down. So when I say level 2, we come all the way out. Just be really careful here. The wider you go with the legs, we tend to drop our pelvis and release our belly. So make sure that your knees and ankles stay in line with your hips and your tailbone stays in the same position as you move. All right, so let's start in tabletop position, fingertips to the base of the skull. T-zone tight, we inhale, we curl up, open the knees, reach through the middle as we exhale. Bring it back to the start position, breathe in. Exhale, curl up and reach through as you breathe out. So the knees just open and close. You got 2 more here in level 1. Nice, go again. All right, let's add the extension. Exhale, curl up, extend. Inhale, toes then knees as we replace. Exhale, curl up, extend. Toes then knees as we replace. Good, exhale, curl up and open. Nice, beautiful alignment, Maggie. That's looking really good. Try and extend those legs fully on the way out. Take it slow, Anita. I want you to feel into the muscles in the inner thighs and the ribs to hips. Good, nice, Tash, really good. Good, Sharon. Last 2, guys. Last 2 looking good, Chantal. 2 and 1. Hug the knees. Nice. Good last one there, Sandrine. Beautiful. Go for a little circle. So our double leg stretch. This exercise, we use really particular breathing. It's a double huff. And we're doing that for 2 reasons. We want to really maximize the bang for our buck on our last Rectus Abdominals exercises, and contracting your diaphragm with that breath is a really great way to do so. But it's also a way to get a little bit of extra mileage out of your hamstrings, so we can increase our range just a little bit by changing our breathing. So we're going to start with the legs as straight and strong as we can make them here. If you can't have your legs straight above your hip, that's fine. I don't want you to tear into the butt and hamstring connection. Lifting your pelvic floor and squeezing your thighs into your hips, so using iliacus, should take a lot of the load out of the underbutt. We're going to inhale the T-zone tight, exhale, curl up and take a hold of the right leg wherever you can so that your grip looks like you're fanning yourself. Good. Take an inhale here and we double huff the left leg down. Inhale, switch. Inhale, switch. Inhale, switch. Good, keep going. So this is our Splitstember workout, remember? So we're trying to do a double half. Curl the ribs in, head to the ceiling. So the head has to be all the way up and it stays up. You're using the pull on the legs to keep your head in position. Chin down, back of the neck long, crown of the head to the ceiling. You can go faster now. You're tracking really well. Inhale, switch. Inhale, switch. Good, keep going. You got 5. Oh, Maggie, those lines are perfect. 4. Looking good, Sandrine. You got 3 more, guys. 2 and 1. Take a quick break. Cool. So that's our warm-up for our scissors. This one is slow and controlled. It is definitely the hardest exercise in your sequence. For our scissors, you have 2 different options. One is to continue to support the head with the hands. The other is to keep your hands by your sides as you're curled up the whole time, taking one leg down and lifting it up. If the curl up is too challenging, you're free to do this exercise with the head at the ground. But remember, our legs have beautiful manners. One leg must return before the other one moves. The exercise can look like, this is the hardest option. I exhale one leg down. I inhale, bring it back. Exhale the other leg down. Inhale, bring it back. And one leg has to stay absolutely perfectly still and hopefully perfectly straight at this point in the workout while the other one moves and returns. And we've got to keep that belly nice and flat. Let's do it. Last thing in abs. So we start with the legs on and straight, hands on the outer edges of the thighs. T-zone tight, we inhale, curl up, reach through to the fingertips as you exhale. Roll the shoulders back and down as you breathe in. Take the right leg towards the floor slowly as you breathe out. Lift it up just as slowly. Use the iliacus as you inhale. That means use your inner thigh at the groin to inhale and bring that leg back towards you. Exhale the leg down. If this is too hard, fingertips at the base of the skull. Assist. Keep your neck comfortable. Belly flat, rib to hip connection. T-zone tight, keep your tailbone on the ground, guys. Careful not to lift your pelvis. If you need to continue with your head on the floor, please feel free. You've got 6 to go. Good. Make sure the way up is slow. You actually get a lot out of that way up as long as you're not throwing the leg towards you, yeah? So take it nice and slow on the way up, keeping the hips nice and still. This is your last 2. You're going to finish on the left side. And then abs is done. Woo-woo! Hug the knees, give them a squeeze. Go for 3 really generous circles in one direction and 3 circles in the other direction. Okay, we are just doing Clam 3 and Clam 3 kick out today in our sideline series, but it's time for us to get the band. Because I've got other things for us to do today, guys. Not just the sideline series. Not just lying down. We've got some standing up. All right, so we start with the band, or whatever it is that you're using as your makeshift band, just above your knees. We're going to move to the rear edge of the mat. So we're going to Clam 3. That means it's just like we've taken our tabletop position and flopped it on its side. Your knees are up in front of your hips. Your heels are out in line with your knees. Now from here, I need you to stick your booty out, lengthen your arm so it follows from the tailbone all the way through to your fingertips, and rest your ear on your shoulder. Before we move on, this hip has to move forward to stack over the bottom hip. The side of the waist has to lift off the floor. Rib to hip connection. Now this hand, easy option, fingertips on the ground. Trickier option, hand on your hip. Cool, so option to put the hand on the hip or on the floor. Flex your feet. Inhale the T-zone tight, that side waist is off the ground, right? And then exhale the knee open. Inhale to lower it down. Be careful that your top hip doesn't move, it's not allowed. So you're going to push it gently forward. It's weird, isn't it? Sticking your tail out while pushing the top hip forward. That's what gets us into the sweet spot. Setup looks good, guys. Exhaling to open. Inhaling to close. Just make sure that your chin's tucked in, your spine is long and straight, and this top shoulder, wherever it is a long way from your ear, and it's rolling back. Exhale to open, inhale to close. We're going to do 3 more, and we're going to do a 10-second hold. 2, 1. Inhale the knees closed. Exhale to open up. Hold it, keep breathing, T-zone tight, steady your position for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good stuff. Close it down. We're going to move the band now so it's below the knees and around the calf muscles. It'll feel quite loose while you're lying here, but once we start moving into our Clam 3 kick out, you'll see what we're doing. Just check your heels are still in line with your knees, that we've got that beautiful setup where the top hip is gently rolling forward, but the tailbone is lengthening away and the side of the waist is away from the ground. Your knee and your heel need to move together. So no one is a leader, no one is a follower. This is a joint effort. T-zone tight, we inhale, we lift the whole top leg as one unit as we exhale. Slowly down as we breathe in. Lift into that band as you breathe out. Good. Inhale it down. Exhale it up. Make sure that that foot isn't going higher than your knee. It's really tricky here. The knee's got to drive when the band's around it. We have 3 more and then another 10-second hold. 3. Inhale it down. Shoulders back and down. Chin tucking in. 2. 1. Now we're going to take it up and hold it there. Let's go. Exhale, lift. Inhale, T-zone tight. Spine long and straight. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax it down. Release the band. Okay, so we're going to come up. We're going to come up onto our hand. So your hand is underneath your shoulder and your fingers can face directly to the top end of the mat. Careful that you don't turn them around behind you. They can turn to the top end of the mat. There's a straight line from my shoulder to my hip. I'm going to bring keep my hip in line with my hand and then extend the other leg so that the foot is out in line with the hip and the hand as well. Your other hand goes behind your head with the elbow pointing to the ceiling. So the elbow is straight up in the air. Squeeze your bottom, pull the ribs down. So my hand should not be in front of my shoulder. My hand should be under my shoulder. And I'm gently clawing at the floor with my fingertips. Chin pulling in, head pressing back. T-zone tight, we inhale. Lift that leg as you exhale. Hover it off the floor as you breathe in. Lift it, flex foot as you breathe out. Good. We're keeping those hips still, right? Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. 2 more. Exhale to lift. We're going to pause at the top. From here, keep your tailbone tucking under as you inhale the leg back. Exhale it forward. Inhale the leg back. Exhale it forward. Keep going. Commonly when we start to move the leg backwards, that one will be too much for you, Chantal. You just take a break. We start to arch the back. So the hips start to move as well, or the hips will move forward as the leg moves back. Be really careful. You've got to get that belt super tight. Tash, bring your head up a little bit higher so it's in line with your neck and your torso, and close the ribs in. Close your ribs in. No, that's open. Close them in. Yes, there. That's it. That's closing the ribs in. Good. Exhaling to lift, inhaling to lower. Beautiful. You got 3 more, guys. 3, forward, 2, so we're doing the back and forward, sorry, and 1. Good stuff. Pop that foot down. We're going to come and lie at the other end of the mat, putting the band on to start again on the other side. So that's your kneeling side kick series. And once we get through this on the other side, we're going to move into the kneeling horse kick series. So the band is above the knees to begin. I've completely squished my mat. I'll just pull it back out. Making sure that bottom is sticking out. We're long from the tailbone through to the top of the head. The knees are forward in line with the feet, in line with the hips, and then you can see your toes past your knees. Side waist is off the floor, top hip rolls forward. Easy option, hand is here. Trickier option, hand is here. Shoulder is back, chin is in. T-zone tight, inhale. Open the top knee into the band as you exhale. Close it down as you breathe in. Open up as you breathe out. Chantal, lift your knees a little bit higher towards your hips. Yeah, that's better. Exhale to open, and you can bring your feet back a little bit further. Yeah, Exhale to open, inhale to close. Really good, team. Keeping that hip nice and still, keeping the belly nice and strong. One line from the tip of the fingers and the crown of the head all the way out through the tailbone. So we now have 3 to go, and then we're going to do a hold at the top. 2, and up we go. T-zone tight at the top. And keep breathing as we hold here for 10. Shoulder away from the ear. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Is it shaking yet? 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down and just shift the band down around the calf muscles, keeping your position as it is. Clam 3, kick out. Inhale the T-zone tight. I'm going to move my hand for this one. This is a tricky one. Rolling the shoulder away. T-zone tight, we inhale. Keeping the legs stacked as the leg lifts on the exhale. Control it back down as you breathe in and lift it as you breathe out. Good. Now, on this side, for some reason, I have a real tendency to internally rotate my top foot. So be really conscious that the knee and the toe both face forward. And they move together. That hip is staying really still. We're moving the whole leg. Good, we got 5 and then the hold. 4, oof. 3, 2, here we go. Exhale it up. Inhale, T-zone tighter. Maintain your position for 10, 9, 8, 7. Can you feel your iliacus? Switch it on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Band off. Really powerful little exercises. Those isometric holds are fantastic conditioning for the way that your thighs sit into your hip sockets. Revolutionizing your pelvic stability, one Pilates class at a time. All right, let's do this. Other side. So we're setting up for our kneeling horse kicks, a kneeling side kick series. So your hand is directly under your shoulder. Cool, your hip is in line with your hand. The further, your knee can be a little bit forward of that. It doesn't have to be directly in line, but your other foot must be in line with both knees and the shoulder is directly on top of the wrist. This hand, base of the skull, chin tucking in, ribs curling down. T-zone tight, we inhale, lift it as you exhale. Lower it on the in-breath, lift it on the out-breath. Now nothing else moves, right? The hips are staying the same height. We're in neutral spine. So the belt across the hips is tight, rib to hip connection. So feel the ribs and the hips talking to each other on the front body. 3, 2, at the top we're going to hold. 1, inhale the heel back, exhale it in line. Inhale the heel back, exhale it in line. Now I want you to feel this from your underbum. That's where this should be working. Very good one for Ara, who's got a bit of a hamstrings tendinopathy. So your underbutt should squeeze with your heel gliding back and then coming forward in line with the hip. Good. Try and rotate to the side a little bit more, Anita, rather than facing down. Yeah, good, good, good. You got 3. Looking good, guys. Keeping the ribs contained. 2 and 1. Relax-ercise. It's the best kind of exercise. All right, so the next one is our kneeling horse kick series. For this one, we're going to be on our hands and knees. Just tucking in my shirt. Hands are directly under the shoulders. Knees are directly under the hips. We're going to start with the right leg. So we inhale the T-zone tight. Careful you're not arching. We want to keep, and we're not over tucking either. We're in neutral. That neutral also impacts your sternum. So if you drop your chest down low to your thumbs, squeezing your shoulder blades together, and then really spread the shoulder blades apart, in between is neutral spine. So you want the back body to be nice and flush. There's a little bit, tiny, about 2 millimeters under your scapula, so under your shoulder blades. So long through the back of the neck, chin drawing in and up. So we've got a straight line all the way through the crown. T-zone tight, hover the right knee. Squeeze your underbutt without changing the shape of your back to extend it. Good, inhale, bring it back in. Squeeze your butt, keep everything else perfect as you extend it. Bend on the inhale, squeeze and extend on the exhale. So nothing else is allowed to move. Your hips have got to stay super level. Keep that low belly strong and tight. Head a little bit higher, Sandrine. Nice. Exhale, extend. Inhale to bend. Tash, you're a little bit saggy through the mid-back. Can you lift your ribs? Yes, yes, yes. Not so much the upper back, just the mid-back. So the upper back's fine. It's the space through here. I want you to lift up through this part. Yes, good. Exhale to extend. Inhale to bend. 3, 2, 1. Switching sides. Bring the knee down. Other one. T-zone tight. We inhale. Extend the left leg from the underbutt, keeping the hip facing down as you exhale. So often, to try and get that leg higher, people will turn their hip to the side. So you want to keep that hip facing down. It's really obvious when you turn your hip to the side. I can see it. This happens. Exhale to extend. Inhale to bend. Keeping that nice, long, straight back. Chin tucked in and neck long. Exhale to extend. Inhale, the knee bends. 5 to go. Really lifting the ribs, really squeezing the belt around the hips. 3, 2, 1. Good stuff. Sit back on your knees for a second and roll your wrists. We do have another exercise down here on our hands. We've got 2 more exercises on our hands before we finish with standing work. I just need to switch my prop. We're going to work on some Pilates push-ups, and these are really different to normal push-ups. In a Pilates push-up, we're trying to find 45 degrees forward, so your elbows never rotate out to the side. We move forward at the shoulder 45 degrees from our elbow. I'm just going to come a little closer so you can see that from 2 angles. So my wrist is directly under my shoulder. I'm moving forward 45 degrees. 45 degrees. Cool, so we can see that. We're trying to keep the armpits, so this is our serratus anterior. We're trying to keep our arms connected to our armpits. And on the way down, even though we're in neutral pelvis, we want our shoulder blades to retract. We want to squeeze our shoulder blades together and then return to neutral. Cool, so just practicing. That's a little wide for you, Sandrine. You can bring your hands a little bit closer. Yep, and then bring the chest further forward. And think about your elbows pointing back. Great. So once we get, Anita, you have a real tendency to send your elbows wide. Send them to the back. Don't let them flare out to the side. Send them out behind you. Beautiful, Tash. That's really good. Just come further forward. Your hands can go wider. Yeah, your hands can go wider. You're in tricep push-up. Yeah, so bring your body forward over your arms now. Sorry. Yes, body forward. Yeah, that's looking good. Even further, bring your bum with you. Yeah. Cool. All right, guys, pause for a second. Shirin, also your elbows are pointing out to the side. I need you to point them back behind you. Cool. All right, I'm going to show you how this is going to work once we're doing full range. So we were just getting the upper body going there. Now I want us to think about this like a plank. So we're really strong through the front line, or at least strong in maintaining our neutral pelvis. I go quite wide at the legs so that I don't fall on my face. That's really what that's about. So from here, you can see my thumbs are about the same distance as my shoulders apart. And I'm thinking about, I'm nervous with the position of that. Thinking about inhale, T-zone tight as I lower down, squeezing my shoulder blades together. And I exhale, maintaining neutral pelvis as I return to the top of the movement. Cool, so my whole body stays in that same alignment as I inhale down, control and squeeze, exhale, lift. Good, Sandrine, you're going to walk your knees further back, a big step. Bring them a little bit closer now, closer to each other. Yeah, good. Now bring your shoulders forward over your wrists, inhale down and exhale up. Don't go so low, keep your ribs and hips connected. Nice, Tash, just keep your toes on the floor and look forward of your hands. Good, now your hands can shift back 1 inch. Shift your hands back towards, yes, 1 inch. Inhale forward, yeah, nice.
Good. Sandrine, your hands can shift back an inch as well. And Shirin, your elbows are still pointing to the sides. Turn them back to face your heels on the way down. Good. 2 more. Keep your neck long, Anita. Keep your neck long. Don't let your head just drop into it. Take it slow. Nice. Take a quick break, guys. Circles through the wrists. Interlace the fingers behind your back. You're going to squeeze the arms back, then pull the ribs in. Good. And fold over your hips as you extend the arms up. Your forehead might come to the ground. That's fine. Just keep the distance between the neck and the shoulders and keep reaching through those arms. 4, 3, 2. You pull through the arms to slowly roll back up. Nice. Okay. Our last kneeling exercise. Kneeling horse kick to the side. Then we get to stand up. Woo-hoo. So for this one, we're back in this position. T-zone is tight as we inhale. We're going to lift the leg to the side as we exhale. Come back down as you breathe in. Lift it as you breathe out. Now it's really important that you're not shrinking the side of the waist or lifting the hip. We're just lifting the knee as we exhale and lowering it down as we inhale. Lift the knee. Keep that chin drawing up towards the back of the throat so that the back of the neck stays long and straight. Good. And then next week we'll do this one. Oh, I'm not here next week. When I come back, we'll do this one with the band around the calves. 4. Good. Keep those arms nice and strong. 3, 2, keeping the body still, and 1. Switching sides. Inhale the right knee down, move straight to the left. Stay in the center with your hips. Good. Exhale up. Try not to move so much through the low body. Try and keep everything still, squeezing into the side of the bum. 3. Good, Maggie. Really nice. Last 3. 2. Now from here we're going to do a roll up. And this is what it looks like. You're pretty much in a perfect position to start your roll up. You're going to push back into your heels, curl the spine into a C shape. Let your heels come down as the forehead curls in and the crown of the head drops towards the ground. Now that you're here, go ahead and release any tension in your neck by nodding your head yes. And then go ahead and shake your head no. We keep that C curl through the spine as we roll up nice and slowly, stacking the vertebrae to stand up. Here I was thinking I'd given myself enough space to have a head. I was incorrect. Let's move you back a little bit more and tilt you up a little bit more. Pilates lunges. Okay, let's do this. Can I have some feet? Pilates lunges. So, feet are directly underneath your hip bones. Neutral spine, lifting the pelvic floor, rib to hip connection. Hands are going to come onto the hips and you're going to place all the weight into your right foot with the right hip right over the right heel. We're going to tuck the left foot back on its toe, so we're now 45 degrees through the body. Great. So this is your first Pilates lunge, is one where we bend into that front leg, keeping the knee behind the toes, and then straighten it out. So we inhale down, exhale up, rib to hip connection, long through the spine. 5, 4, so we're staying that 45 degree, the back of the leg is long, back leg is long and straight. 3, good, 2 more, 2, 1. Stay down into the bent leg. We're going to tuck the tailbone under and bend the bottom knee. So now we're in a straight line through the body. It's really important that we find both of these hips wrapping to the midline. We're going to inhale, hover the knee just off the floor, and exhale to come up. Now we're not moving forward or back at all. Good, it's just an up and down. Inhale it down, exhale it up, using the pelvic floor. Good. Tailbone tucked. 4. Can you feel your underbutt on the back leg? I hope so. 3 to go. 2. 1. Nice. Step it forward under the hips. Take all your weight into the left foot, right toe back. So that long line, 45 degrees, shoulders back and down, ribs in, neutral pelvis. We're going to inhale to bend into the front knee. Exhale to extend it. Don't lock out through the joint, just as much as feels natural. Inhale it down and really feel into that underbum. This one you should feel more of the front glute. The underbum is just as support. Trying to keep the pelvis in neutral. Good, really nice keeping that 45 degrees, shoulders down and back, ribs in the body. 3, 2, stay down on 1. We're going to bend the back leg, bring our body into upright alignment. So this knee is directly under your hip. The hip is turning straight on. We inhale to hover it just off the floor. We exhale, keeping the body straight as we come up. Inhale to hover. Exhale, bring it up. Good, shoulders are down and back. Chin is pulling in. We got 5, 4. Keep this underbutt squeezing, legs are parallel, no inward rotation. 2, 1. Good stuff. We're going to stretch here. So bring your back foot flat on the floor, bend into your front knee, keep the back hip forward, pelvis nice and strong and neutral. You should be feeling a calf stretch in that back leg. If you're not, you just got to push down through your front heel and pull forward through the back hip a little bit more. And the feet must be parallel. Now we're going to extend the front leg. Keep a gentle bend at the knee. Stay straight through the hips as we fold. Try and keep the chest open and the spine long for as long as you can. See if you can reach the ground. Now if you can't reach the ground, grab some blocks, grab some books, grab something to help you touch the floor. Take an inhale, look forward, lengthen the spine, and then exhale, take the nose towards the knee. 3 times. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curl. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curl. Staying here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up halfway. We're going to lift the front toes and the back heel and turn to face me. Make sure your toes are in line with each other. Just bend the legs as you breathe in and straighten them as you breathe out. Look forward on the inhale. Look back on the exhale. 1 more. And then take hold of the elbows and swing from side to side. Crown of the head straight down towards the ground. Dropping the arms, we're going to take a hold of the outside of the left ankle or calf with the right hand. Extending the left arm all the way up to the ceiling. Take a breath in here, and as you breathe out, take your right ear across to your left leg. Keep that left shoulder pulling back, stacking right on top of the right for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on down. Walk it across to the other side. Left hand takes a hold of the right leg. We're going to extend the right arm up, take a breath in, and as you breathe out, left ear towards the right knee, rotate the right shoulder back. You can use the thumb pulling back to help with that rotation. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that hand down. Put both hands on your hips now. Scoop your tailbone under and roll up to stand. And we'll turn around and stretch the other side. So we're going to turn both feet the other way. The front knee bends over the ankle. The back heel, we check that foot is parallel. That heel is really pushing down. Back hip pulling forward, front hip pulling back with the pelvis nice and neutral. Great, now we're going to extend the front leg without locking it, staying square through the hips, slowly pitching our body weight forward, and then bringing the hands to the floor. Back hip is pulling forward, long through the spine, breathe in, curl as you breathe out. Long on the inhale, curl on the exhale. 1 more. And stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Coming up halfway again, but this time we're going to spin the feet to the front and bend into this knee. Cool, the other leg is straight. You can just rest here, and then going to shift to the other side. Shift to the side. Shift to the side. Come to the center, use your hands to sit down. We're going to do a seated glute stretch. So for this one, I want you to find a nice long straight spine. This means that we get to do a second roll up, which is also wonderful. Make you feel good for the rest of your day. Feet not too close to your bum. Cross the top foot over. So this is my right foot. I'm crossing over my left knee. My hands can face to the side. They can face to my bottom. Don't let them face away from you. Bring the left foot closer to your butt and your butt closer to your left foot. Shoulders squeeze back, crown of the head to the ceiling, right knee turning out to the side. Good. Nice long spine. Now if you've got amazing balance and you are resting comfortably in your left hand, you can place your right hand on your knee and push it away further to go deeper into the stretch. But I just like to move my knee a little bit to the left and then pull the right foot a little closer by coming up onto my toes. You can do a little dance to find where the sweet spot is here, a little forwards, backwards action. Great. And then step the left foot away, step the right foot away. Tell Deb to tidy up her silly hair. And then we do the other side. Left foot on top of the right. Bring the right foot in as close as you can manage. Shift the bum towards the heel. Make sure your hands are turned out to the side or towards your butt. Sit up nice and tall. You don't have to have fully straight arms, that's fine. And then if you're super balanced, you can push your left knee away. Hips to the right just a little. You can intensify by coming up onto the tippy toe. And you can dance to find the sweet spot. 3, 2, 1. We're going to take a side stretch. Taking the feet apart, bring the bottom foot in towards your thigh. I want you to think about both arms. So this is my left leg that's out long and straight. This is my right arm. I'm going to turn to my right. My left arm is going to scissor to the right and my right arm is going to scissor to the left. Really active through both fingertips. So we start here. Both arms pull away from each other. See if your chin can tuck in as you rotate your chest gently towards the ceiling for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring both arms up, sit up nice and tall, turn to your left leg and fold. Coming on up, take that left foot over your right knee and twist to your right. Twist to your left, sorry. All right, last 3 stretches, other side, then you're free to get on with your day. Taking that right leg out, bringing the left foot to the thigh. So remember that both arms scissor away in opposite directions, really active through both arms, chin tucking in, rotating up towards the ceiling. Then bringing both arms up by the ears, turning towards the right leg and folding in. Rolling up through the spine, shifting the right foot to the outside of the left knee, both butt cheeks on the floor, twisting to the right. Coming back to the center, bringing this knee so we're sitting in a mermaid position, rolling onto both knees as the hands come to the ground, taking it back so we're in that C curl again, pressing the heels down. You can just now straighten out one leg at a time. 3, 4, 5. And then keep the knees soft, the head heavy as you roll up and restack the spine, 1 vertebrae at a time. You are all done. I hope you've enjoyed your Splitstember Pilates class. Thank you so much for starting your Tuesday with me.